Hello my friends, this is Andre, your personal trainer. Today I want to discuss documentaries I found interesting about bodybuilding. This is my top 5.
One look at Valentino's arms and you know something's going on.
Do you think girls look at me and go, oh my God, that's hot? They're like, that's gross.
Let's start with the bigger, stronger, faster. If you're even remotely into fitness, sports or just American culture in general, this one's worth checking out. So, it's directed by Chris Bell and it goes deep into the world of performance-enhancing drugs, mainly steroids, and how they have shaped American ideals around winning, success and looking like a superhero. What's really cool is that it's not just a bunch of science talk or judgment. Chris actually brings his personal story into it. His two brothers are both into bodybuilding and have used steroids. The documentary does a great job of showing all sides, athletes, doctors, politicians, and ask the big question, are steroids really as bad as we think? Or are we just picking and choosing what kinds of cheating we are okay with? It's funny in parts, kind of emotional in others, and it definitely made me think twice about how society puts pressure on us to always be the best. Plus, it's packed with those iconic American images, pro wrestling, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rocky, you know, all the good stuff. Anyway, if you're looking for something thought-provoking but still super watchable, bigger, stronger, faster is definitely worth your time.
One thing I learned about America is that if you work hard,
I mean, he is the poster boy for steroids.
and if you play by the rules,
You cheat. Everybody cheats.
you can achieve anything.
There's something simply un-American about this.
President Bush.
Moving on to the next documentary, Too Big for the World. If you're into bodybuilding, gender norms or stories about pushing limits, this one's got a unique twist.
Take a professional athlete and say, there's no room for you anymore. We don't want you. Nobody wants to see you. That's totally untrue. And it's unfair.
När jag var 18 så var det liksom Olympia som tänk att stå på Olympiascenen. Men det var ju helt nytt för kvinnlig kroppsbyggning då.
How much more building do these bodies really need?
Female bodybuilding will die, bro.
So the film follows Swedish female bodybuilder Irene Andersen, and right off the bat it challenges what society expects women to look like. Irene is jacked, like seriously strong, and the documentary really digs into how the world reacts to women who don't fit the usual mold of femininity. It's not just about lifting weights though, it's about fighting stereotypes, chasing passion, and dealing with an industry and a world that often says, you are too much, like the title suggests. Irene's not trying to shrink herself down to fit into anyone's box, she's owning her space, and it's powerful to watch. What I like most is how the film blends intense gym scenes with moments of vulnerability. You see her training, posing, competing, but also reflecting on what it means to be different, to be judged, and to keep going anyway. It's inspirational, but not in a cheesy, motivational quote kind of way. It's real. If you're tired of the same old fitness stories and want to see a badass woman challenging the norms, Too Big for the World is definitely worth checking out. It's bold, raw, and honestly kind of beautiful. I suppose everyone is familiar with classic documentary Pumping Iron.
He knows it.
She's in shape. Fine. I hope he is.
So this doc came out in 1977 and follows the world of professional bodybuilding, mainly focusing on the 1975 Mr. Olympia competition. But let's be real, this film is all about Arnold Schwarzenegger. The charisma, the confidence, the mind games, Arnold completely steals the show. You see why he became a legend, not just in bodybuilding, but in Hollywood and beyond. What makes pumping iron so cool is that it's not just a flexing muscles, it's about the psychology behind competition, the discipline, the ego, the strategy. You got Arnold doing up against Lou Ferrigno, yep, the guy who played the Hulk, and the rivalry is intense, especially with Lou trying to dethrone the champ. And honestly, even if you're not into lifting, this film is entertaining. It's dramatic, funny, and full of raw personality. Plus, the behind-the-scenes gym footage at Gold's Gym in Venice Beach is like a time capsule of 70s fitness culture. So yeah, Pumping Iron is more than just a bodybuilding doc. It's a classic, it shaped how the world sees fitness, and it helped launch Arnold into stardom. If you're a real fan of Arnold, it's a good watch.
Winner of the 1975 Mr. Olympia is...
You'll never get this chance again.
Moving on to documentary Generation Iron. Generation Iron, basically the modern day Pumping Iron.
We're the meatheads, we're the idiots. We're able to do something that 99.8% of the people on the earth can do, which is lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. People go.
And if you're into hardcore bodybuilding, this one's must watch. So, Generation Iron came out in 2013 and it follows a group of elite bodybuilders as they prep for the Mr. Olympia competition. We are talking big names like Kai Green, Phil Heath, Branch Warren, and a few others. And what's really cool is how it dives into each athlete's mindset, lifestyle, and the intense amount of work it takes to compete at that level. Unlike Pumping Iron, which had that old school charm and some stage drama, Generation Iron feels grittier and more real. It gets into sacrifices physically, mentally, and even financially that these guys got through to chase the greatness. And yeah, the rivalries are still there. The Phil Heath versus Kai Green dynamic, super intense. You can feel the tension every time they're on screen. The cinematography is slick too. Tons of slow-mo gym shots, dramatic lighting, and a killer soundtrack that makes you wanna hit the gym right after watching. But it's not all flexing and posing. The documentary also touches on deeper stuff, identity, pressure, ego, and how bodybuilding can be both empowering and isolating. You get to see the human side of these giants. Overall, Generation Iron is raw, cinematic, and seriously motivating. Whether you're a lifter or just love a good underdog story, it's definitely worth checking out.
If you want something you never had before, you gotta be willing to do something you've never done before. And that's what I live by.
Never gonna stop till I get what I want.
Moving on to the final documentary, Breaking Olympia, the Phil Heath story.
Phil led an era of bodybuilding that we may never see again.
So if you don't already know, Phil Heath is a 7-time Mr. Olympia champ. He is often compared to legends like Arnold and Ronnie Coleman. And this doc takes us deep into his journey. Not just the wins, but the grind, injuries, the critics, and everything in between. What I really like is how Breaking Olympia isn't just another highlight reel. This one's more personal. It shows Phil Heath at crossroads in his life, physically, mentally, and emotionally, as he attempts a major comeback. You see the pressure he's under, not just to win again, but to prove something to himself. There's some powerful behind-the-scenes stuff here. His surgeries, the mental health challenges, and how fame and expectations took a toll. It's not just about muscle, it's about resilience, legacy, and identity. And visually, this documentary is clean, great cinematography, high production value, and those gym shots, really cool. Whether you are a die-hard bodybuilding fan or just someone who loves comeback stories, this one hits hard. So yeah, Breaking Olympia is more than a bodybuilding documentary. It's a story about pushing limits, breaking through pain, and chasing greatness, no matter how heavy the weight gets, literally and metaphorically.
It's war. It's the Mr. Olympia or nothing.
Let the games begin.
Alright my friends, that's it for my top documentary picks. There are so many more amazing ones out there, so drop your favorites in comments. I would love to check them out. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, peace be with you, and I'll see you in the next one.